The vast emptiness of space churned with violent energy as massive warships exchanged devastating blows. Princess Hana Kim clutched the edge of her command console, her slender fingers trembling against the cold metallic surface. Outside the view screen, explosions painted temporary constellations of destruction against the infinite darkness. Her spacecraft, a sleek silver vessel designed for diplomatic missions, now seemed hopelessly vulnerable. The Krylonian invasion had come without warning, their massive battleships emerging from quantum tunnels like silent predators. Hana's mission had been simple: observe and report. Now, survival seemed her only objective. Alarms screamed throughout the ship's compact interior. Red warning lights pulsed with urgent rhythm, casting everything in a menacing crimson glow. The ship's AI spoke in calm, measured tones that contrasted sharply with the chaos surrounding them. Primary navigation systems compromised. Structural integrity at 62%. Recommended action: immediate evacuation. Hana knew evacuation meant certain death. The enemy vessels would scan and destroy any escape pods within milliseconds. Her royal training had prepared her for diplomatic challenges, not full-scale interstellar warfare. A massive explosion rocked the ship. Control panels sparked and flickered. Navigation screens showed multiple enemy signatures closing in from all vectors. Her crew of 12 looked to her with a mixture of fear and desperate hope. "Keep emergency systems online," she commanded, her voice steady despite the terror building inside her chest. Another violent impact. The ship's artificial gravity fluctuated, causing crew members to stumble. Equipment crashed around them. One of her senior navigators, a veteran of multiple conflict zones, looked at her with grim understanding. "Princess, we cannot sustain another direct hit," he shouted over the mechanical wailing of damaged systems. Hana understood. Their shields were collapsing. Their weapons were barely functional. They were a butterfly caught in a hurricane of technological warfare. Suddenly, a brilliant white light consumed the view screen. The primary communication array exploded, sending fragments of advanced circuitry spinning into the void. Their connection to the main fleet was severed. "We are alone," the ship's AI announced with clinical precision. The next few moments happened in a blur of motion and sound. Another massive impact. The ship's hull groaned like a wounded animal. Structural supports began to fail. Hana watched in horror as her crew was thrown about, some critically injured, others desperately trying to maintain some semblance of control. Her royal training kicked in. Protocol demanded she preserve herself, preserve the possibility of future diplomatic engagement. But watching her crew fight for survival made such cold calculations feel inhuman. "Prepare emergency containment protocols," she ordered, knowing full well the survival chances were minimal. The ship began to drift. Slowly at first, then with increasing velocity. Navigation systems were dead. Communication arrays destroyed. They were now just another piece of debris in the infinite cosmic ocean. Hana looked around at her crew. Young faces, brave faces, faces that would not see their homes again. The weight of leadership pressed down on her like a physical force. One by one, life support systems began shutting down. The temperature dropped, oxygen levels decreased. Their magnificent vessel was becoming a tomb. Her last coherent thought, before systems began to fail, was a mix of despair and determination. She would survive. She would return. She would tell the story of her crew's sacrifice. As consciousness began to fade, Princess Hana Kim realized something profound. In the grand theater of galactic conflict, individual lives were barely footnotes, yet each footnote contained entire universes of courage, hope, and unexpected resilience. The ship drifted, silent, broken, but not defeated. Somewhere in the vast darkness, a journey was just beginning, a journey that would challenge everything. The galaxy thought it knew about survival, about hope, about the unexpected connections that could bridge impossible distances. Princess Hana Kim closed her eyes. The ship continued its silent voyage into the unknown. The forest stood quiet, ancient trees reaching toward a slate-gray sky. J. Park's morning patrol seemed ordinary. Misty breath, soft footsteps crunching fallen leaves. His loyal German, Shepherd Buddy padding silently beside him. Something changed. A distant rumble broke the morning silence. Not thunder, not an earthquake, something else entirely. Buddy's ears perked up first. His body went rigid, muscles tense beneath his thick fur. The dog knew something was wrong long before human senses could detect anything unusual. The sky split, open. A massive object screamed through the atmosphere, trailing fire and smoke. It wasn't a meteor. Its movements were too controlled, too deliberate. Metal glinted briefly between burning fragments. This was a spacecraft. Jay watched, frozen, in place as the object descended with increasing velocity. Buddy whined, a low sound that seemed to carry more warning than fear. The crash happened in slow motion and explosive reality. Trees snapped like matchsticks. Earth erupted upward in a massive plume of dirt and broken vegetation. The sound was deafening, a thunderous impact that seemed to pause time itself. Silence followed. Then, smoke, steam, burning metal. Jay's ranger training kicked in immediately. Unknown object, potential crash site, possible survivors. He reached for his radio, then stopped. Something told him this was different. This wasn't a typical emergency. Buddy was already moving, pulling against his leash with unprecedented intensity. Easy, boy, Jay muttered, but he knew his dog sensed something extraordinary. The crash site looked like a war zone. A massive gouge cut through the forest floor, trees uprooted and scattered like discarded toys. At the center, a strange metallic object smoldered, definitely not from any aircraft Jay had ever seen. Its design was wrong. Curves where there should be angles. Materials that seemed to shimmer and change color as sunlight hit them. This was no human technology. Buddy approached first, growling softly. Not a threatening growl, more like a cautious investigation. Jay followed, hand instinctively reaching for the emergency medical kit he always carried. Years of wilderness rescue had taught him to be prepared for anything. Closer inspection revealed impossible details. The spacecraft, if that's what it was, seemed to be breathing. Not literally, but something about its damaged hull suggested life. Subtle movements, faint energy signatures. A small section of the hull suddenly hissed open. Jay stopped breathing. Hand emerged. Blue-tinted skin. Slender fingers. Definitely not human. The forest seemed to hold its collective breath. Buddy remained calm. This surprised Jay more than anything else. His dog had always been protective, sometimes aggressive with strangers. But now? Complete stillness. Absolute focus. The hand became an arm, then a shoulder, then a face. Princess Hana Kim looked nothing like what human imagination might conjure as an alien. She looked hurt, vulnerable, very much alive. Her eyes, large, slightly iridescent, locked with Jay's. No fear, no aggression, just connection. Buddy took a step forward, not threatening, protective. Jay realized something extraordinary was happening. First contact, not through government channels, not through massive scientific installations, but here, in this forest, with a ranger, his dog, and a critically injured alien princess. The universe, it seemed, had a sense of humor. Smoke continued to rise from the crashed spacecraft. Birds had begun returning to the surrounding trees, their songs a strange counterpoint to the extraordinary moment unfolding. Hana tried to speak. No sound came out, but her eyes communicated volumes, confusion, pain, a desperate need for help. Jay knelt down, keeping a careful distance. Buddy remained at his side, a furry guardian bridging two completely different species. "We're going to help you," Jay said softly, unsure if she could understand. But understanding, he was learning, went far beyond language. The forest watched, silent, waiting. Something remarkable had just arrived, and nothing would be the same again. Buddy's world was different from human understanding. He perceived things in layers, scents, sounds, vibrations that humans could never comprehend. The alien in the broken spacecraft was not a threat. She was wounded. She needed protection. His muscles tensed, not with aggression, with purpose. Jay watched his dog's behavior with growing curiosity. Buddy had always been special, a rescue dog with an uncanny ability to sense danger and help. But this was something else entirely. The German Shepherd moved with calculated precision. Each step measured, each movement deliberate. He approached the crashed spacecraft where Hana lay unconscious, her alien physiology struggling to maintain basic functions. Water. She needed water. Buddy understood this with remarkable clarity. He found a small stream nearby, carefully collecting moisture in his mouth. Returning to Hana, he gently let droplets fall near her mouth. Not touching her, just helping. Jay followed, amazed. "What are you doing, boy?" he whispered. The dog ignored him, complete focus on the injured alien. Hana's breathing was shallow. Her blue-tinted skin looked pale, almost translucent. Advanced technology surrounded her, yet it was a simple dog providing immediate care. Hours passed. Buddy never left her side. The forest grew dark. Temperature dropped. Jay knew they needed to move her. But how? This wasn't a typical rescue. This was something unprecedented. Buddy solved the problem. Gently, carefully, he positioned himself, allowing Hana to rest partially against him, providing warmth, protection, a living blanket of fur and muscle. Jay watched in disbelief. Something extraordinary was happening, a connection beyond human understanding, a bond that transcended species, technology, universal boundaries. Night fell. The spacecraft continued to emit soft, occasional electronic sounds. Broken, damaged, but still alive. Buddy remained vigilant. Hana's fingers, delicate, almost transparent, accidentally brushed against the dog's fur. She was semi-conscious. Aware but not fully awake, something in that touch changed everything. Her alien memories flickered. Distant battles, lost missions, loneliness of space. And now, warmth, protection, an unexpected guardian. Jay prepared basic medical supplies, thermal blankets, emergency first aid kit. His training as a forest ranger suddenly felt inadequate. How do you treat an alien? Buddy seemed to have no such hesitation. He continued his careful ministrations, keeping Hana warm, protecting her from potential forest dangers, a sentinel from another world. As dawn approached, subtle changes occurred. Hana's breathing became more regular, her body temperature stabilized. Buddy's continuous care had done what advanced alien medical technology could not. Jay realized they were witnessing something miraculous. First contact, not through diplomatic channels, not through scientific research, but through the purest form of connection, compassion. Dog, a wounded alien princess, a forest ranger, an impossible alliance. The spacecraft continued to emit soft electronic pulses, like a heartbeat. Waiting. Watching. Buddy looked up at Jay. His eyes held knowledge. Understanding. A message that words could never communicate. We protect. We care. Regardless of origin. Hana's fingers twitched. Her eyes moved beneath closed eyelids. Dreams? Memories? Communication with her own lost civilization? The forest remained silent. Witnessing. Protecting. As morning light broke through dense tree covers, everything seemed possible. Boundaries dissolved. Species became irrelevant. Dog, an alien, a human. An unexpected rescue was underway and nothing would ever be the same again. Buddy continued his vigil. Warm, protective, unafraid. The universe watched, and waited. Consciousness returned slowly for Hana, not like awakening from sleep, but more like emerging from a deep, complex dream. Her first sensation was warmth. Unexpected warmth. Buddy sat inches away, watching her with intelligent eyes. Jay moved carefully, understanding that sudden movements might frighten their unusual guest. Medical supplies surrounded them, a mix of human technology and whatever strange alien equipment had survived the crash. "She's stabilizing," Jay muttered to Buddy, who responded with a soft, understanding whine. Hana's body was different. Her skin carried a faint blue shimmer, almost metallic under certain light. Breathing patterns unlike any human medical record. When her eyes opened, they reflected light in ways human eyes never could. Multiple layers of perception. She understood their language. Somehow. Not through translation devices, not through complex technological interfaces. Simply understanding. Her first words surprised them both. "Your dog saved me," she said. Simple. Direct. Buddy's ears perked up. Recognition. Communication. Jay stared, mouth slightly open. An alien, speaking perfect English. Saved by his rescue dog. The forest around them seemed to hold its breath. Hana's fingers moved experimentally, testing muscle responses, checking internal systems. Her body was healing faster than any human medical science could comprehend. "My vessel is damaged," she explained. "Communication systems destroyed. My people, they believe I'm dead." Buddy shifted closer, not threatening, protective. Jay noticed something extraordinary. The dog and alien communicated on a level beyond verbal language. Subtle body movements, shared energy, complete understanding. "You're safe here," Jay said finally. Hana's laugh was unexpected, musical, slightly electronic, but definitely a laugh. Her examination of human medical supplies fascinated her. Primitive, basic, yet remarkably effective. Her own advanced technology seemed suddenly overcomplicated. Buddy brought her water, not asked, simply understood. Hours passed. Communication evolved, not just words, experiences, memories shared through subtle gestures. The dog became a bridge between two completely different beings. Jay watched, understanding he was witnessing something unprecedented. First contact wasn't happening through governments, through scientific laboratories, through carefully planned, diplomatic missions. It was happening here in this forest with a dog. Hana's body continued healing, her alien physiology adapting to Earth's environment. Buddy remained constant, a guardian, a protector. "My people would not understand this," she said, scratching Buddy's ears. "A bond so pure." The dog's tail wagged. Communication transcending species. As evening approached, something shifted, not just physically, emotionally, spiritually. An alien princess, a forest ranger, a rescue dog, an impossible connection. Jay prepared a simple meal, noticed Hana watching carefully. Her alien metabolism required different nutrients, but human food, its preparation, its sharing, fascinated her. "On my world," she explained, "we consume energy, not food, not like this." Buddy listened, completely attentive. The spacecraft continued sending occasional signals, broken, damaged, but alive, like a heartbeat from another world. Night fell, the forest transformed. Sounds changed, rhythms shifted. Hana realized something profound. Survival wasn't about technology, about advanced weapons, about diplomatic strategies. It was about connection, about understanding, about a dog who chose to save an alien stranger. Buddy settled nearby, protecting, watching, understanding something humans might never comprehend. An interspecies connection had begun. Quietly, unexpectedly, perfectly, the universe continued its mysterious dance. Waiting, watching. Something extraordinary was unfolding. The sky changed color, not gradually. Suddenly, massive ships appeared. Not human, not friendly. Hana recognized her own fleet immediately. Sleek, metallic vessels blocking sunlight. Scanning, searching, hunting. Buddy growled. Low, protective. Jay reached for his emergency radio, knowing it was useless against such technology, knowing their world had just changed forever. They will destroy everything, Hana whispered. Her alien communication device, when previously damaged, suddenly activated. Signals transmitted, not requesting rescue, something else entirely. The dog remained perfectly still, watching, understanding, more than humans could comprehend. Massive energy signatures built around them. Forest animals scattered, birds disappeared. Complete silence descended. Hana stood, changed. Her previous royal demeanor was gone, replaced by something new, something learned from a simple dog's loyalty, from a human's unexpected kindness. Stop, she transmitted to her fleet. One word, complete authority. Scanning beams swept across the forest, searching, probing, looking. For her signature, Buddy moved closer to Jay. Protection mode activated. The ships began charging weapons. Massive energy collectors building power, ready to vaporize everything within kilometers. Standard operational procedure for recovering lost royal personnel. Hana's transmission continued. Not just words, memories, experiences. Her encounter with Buddy, with Jay, with human compassion, something her royal civilization had never understood. Alien communication happened in layers, not just language, emotional transference, complete understanding. Her fleet received everything, her transformation, her new perspective. Weapons powered down. Silence returned. One ship, larger than others, began descent, precise, controlled. Jay understood nothing would be the same again. Buddy remained perfectly calm, tail slightly wagging, sensing no immediate threat. The ship landed. Minimal forest damage. Advanced technology preventing ecological destruction. Royal guards emerged. Metallic armor. Advanced weapons. Trained for any scenario, except this one. Hana stepped forward. Buddy beside her. Jay watching. We will negotiate, she announced. Not just to her people, to Earth. First contact was happening, not through governments, not through scientific teams, through a dog's unexpected loyalty. Royal protocols dissolved. Diplomatic strategies transformed. Her people saw everything she had experienced, understood everything she had learned. Compassion transcended technology. Buddy sat, calm, watching alien technology with complete indifference. Jay realized he was witnessing history. Our mission changes, Hana announced to her commanders. We learn. We understand. We connect. Hours passed. Negotiations happened. Not with human governments, but here, in this forest. Buddy remained the unexpected ambassador. The royal fleet, observed, analyzed, transformed. One dog had changed everything. Alien technology scanned the forest, recognized Buddy's unique energy signature, recorded, preserved. A new understanding emerged. Not conquest, not domination. Connection. Jay watched his dog become an intergalactic symbol of unexpected friendship. Hana knelt, touched Buddy's fur. You changed everything, she whispered. The dog's tail wagged. Alien ships remained, not as invaders, as students, learning about compassion from a simple rescue dog. The universe shifted, quietly, perfectly. Something miraculous had begun, and nothing would ever be the same again. Buddy looked up, seemed to smile. First contact complete.